Today, we are going to be doing the music challenge by StampyLongHead and iBallisticSquid. How this challenge works is that I must get a jukebox and a random disc and I must play it in order to win. Now, to get a music disc, I must get a creeper to be killed by a skeleton. You'll see how that works later on, come on. I started my journey into a new Minecraft world in version 1.8.8. I played in this older version because I'm confident because of the dates Stampy played in this version when he was doing this challenge. Also, I will have no opponent since I am lonely and I have no friends. I punched down a tree and went to get some stone and coal. And wait, is that a pink sheep? I'm killing everything except that, of course. After that, I went down to the mines in search for iron. Iron wasn't a big issue for me since I found so many. With this, I crafted new tools and some armor as well. Then I cast my new sword on a creeper. I smelted more iron because I realized I could craft a bucket and pick up the water, which would be very useful for clutches. I killed another creeper, and before I knew it, it was nighttime. I made a boat only to realize that you can't place boats on the ground in this version. But you have to give me credit for me placing the water on the ground and placing it lol. The reason why I crafted a boat because I wanted to trap the creeper in the boat and let the skeleton shoot it so the creeper won't move around, but clearly that won't work in this version. So I decided to do it manually instead. I will lure a skeleton and a creeper, hopefully hiding behind the creeper so the skeleton will shoot it instead of me. But I'm bad at this. I couldn't adjust the right angle and there were a lot of mobs. So I decided to focus on getting 1 diamond for the jukebox instead. I also used some of my leftover iron to build this kind of trap to trap the creeper in the future. I don't know how I was going to use the trap yet, but you'll see. Only when a skeleton shot me, I realized how dangerously low on health I was. So I had to get out of there and craft a bed as fast as possible. Although a few zombies decided to disturb me whilst I was sleeping, I finished them off and skipped the night. I was low on health, so I had to stick with eating rotten flesh for now. I also tried improving the trap. I don't know how I was going to use it yet, but you'll see. Since I couldn't just stick with eating rotten flesh, I killed some cows and cooked their meat. Sorry cows. Since I was impatient to wait for all of the steak to be cooked finished, I decided that I would go mining first. Right when I dropped to the caves, I was greeted by a creeper and a spider. I destroyed the spider and the creeper exploded. Also, it turns out there was another creeper behind me. Luckily, I didn't die. I wandered around the cave for a bigger terrain, saw a skeleton, and destroyed it with my sword. There was also a spider which I took care as well. After that, I actually stumbled across a big ravine. I landed on the water and got sniped by the skeleton. I just hate the water in this version because you can't swim and this skeleton was just bow spamming me, which was annoying. After that, I got a little careless and this creeper just ended up exploding on me when I was just trying to kill it. Luckily, I knew where the ravine was, so going back to get my stuff wasn't a big problem. What was a big problem though is that I was very low on hunger and I did not take the steak left over from the furnace, so I had to box myself in so no mobs could kill me again. I was trying to find my iron helmet and my chest plate, but I had no luck, so it was most likely that I didn't pick it up or a zombie was wearing it. Sure enough, a baby zombie was wearing my chest plate. I had to kill all of the zombies, which was rather easy, and I went back to the place where I died and found my bed and my helmet. Then I had another close encounter with a creeper and the skeleton. I explored more of the ravine for diamonds. I finished off a skeleton I saw and found this lava pit. I was hoping there was diamonds nearby, but I had no luck. So I did more exploring. I found these 2 creepers, but they got demolished. For the rest of the mining trip, nothing major happened. It was me wandering around and fighting mobs until I finally found diamond! Ah! Pause. So, what exactly happened here? Basically, I got too greedy and ended up falling into lava. Now, any ordinary people would have just quit, but I'm not one of them. This is for StampyLongHead and I couldn't just quit right away even though I died. My F3 menu was on, showing the coords of the diamonds. Not all hope was lost as well. I knew I had some leftover steak from the furnace earlier and I got some wood as well. Got iron and smelted it, and then for the rest of the mining trip it was just me getting iron, killing mobs, and going back to the coords where the diamonds were. I did get kind of lost, but I managed to find the diamonds where it was anyways.
Oh my god!
Learning from my previous mistakes, I decided to not be too greedy and patch up where the lava was. After that, I just towered all the way back up to the surface. Once I was back up again, I knew I had to be more strategic this time. I also knew the trap that I made earlier wasn't going to be too useful, so I mined the whole thing down and smelted it for iron ingots. I spent a lot of daytime trying to create a new water design that I liked to trap a creeper and a skeleton, and before I knew it, nighttime was approaching again and this was the last time I could redeem myself. Now, even though I had a trap that I was confident about, trying to lure a creeper and a skeleton in was a pain because there were other mobs disturbing the process as well. I also couldn't tell you how scared I was luring that goddamn creeper. Like, I was just so scared it would just suddenly explode if I got too near it. Even after trapping the 2 mobs I needed, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get the skeleton to shoot the goddamn creeper. But then genius me went outside and then the skeleton was shooting the creeper. Although there was mobs that disturbed me, but in the end, you could not tell how nervous and excited I was. I immediately blocked in, placed down my jukebox, and enjoyed the music. StampyLongHead has been one of my favorite creators of all time. Even though his channel is dying now, the memories are always in us. This is going to be a series where I do his challenges, and this is the first episode. If you made it to the end, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed.